If you want people to be interested in you, the best way is to be interested in them first. Your core job as a seller is to help your clients achieve their goals or solve a problem that they care about. When I stopped caring so much about my results and started caring about the client's results, every single thing changes. Good morning, it's Ian Koniak, and today I'm going to share my number one sales tactic that I've used to close over $100 million and that I still use today. And this is a tactic that nobody really talks about because I wouldn't even call it a tactic. So here goes. The key strategy I use is actually caring less about the sale, caring more about helping the customer. And what that means in simple terms is just to stop caring about getting the sale. Now, this is really, really hard in a high pressure world of sales where we have quotas and where we're measured and our commission is literally based on selling. So I'm going to talk about why this is so effective and the principles that you need to apply in order to stop caring about the sale. So the tactic is stop caring about the sale and start caring about helping the customer. So there's three reasons why this is really, really impactful. The first is that nobody wants to be sold to. Everybody hates pressure. If you've ever been on a, if you've ever bought a car, or if you've ever hired a landscaper or a contractor, right? The ones that you want to work with are the ones that are actually that you trust, that you think that they understand your needs and they have a plan that's actually going to help you, okay? And the ones that we shy away from and kind of put our guard up are the ones that are talking and pitching and showing up and throwing up before they're understanding your needs. And so people want to have choices. They want to feel like they're making their own decisions rather than being coerced or pressured into doing something that is honestly, impulsive decision. That's not the way, especially if you're selling SaaS or selling to large companies, that's not the way people buy, okay? People want to make sure it's their decision and they're not doing something for someone else. So the more needy you come across, the more people think that you need them, the less they're going to feel like they need you, okay? And the more they feel like you don't need them and you're just trying to help them and prescribe what it is that is going to help them, the more they're going to feel like they need you. So neediness is actually repelling. So when you don't care about getting the sale and you only care about helping the clients, that will come across. And that leads to principle number 2, which is sales is a transfer of energy. And so if your energy is focused on getting the sale, you're going to come across as desperate. Whereas if your energy is focused on understanding what their needs are, why they're talking to you in the first place, and digging deep and really seeing kind of what they're doing today, why it's not working, what the problem they're trying to solve is, what the impact of that problem, and just having a genuine conversation with them around their specific needs and what they're looking for, then they're going to open up a lot more to you because you actually are showing that you care about them. Okay, if you want people to be interested in you, okay, the best way is to be interested in them first. Okay, we talk a lot about that in 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey's book, Be Interested, Not Interesting. Okay, Dale Carnegie, How to Win Friends and Influence People, right? Same thing. The more interested in others you are, the more interesting to others you become. So be interested, not interesting, because it's a transfer of energy, right? As opposed to pitching them and talking about your products, your services, what you do, when honestly, they don't know much about you. There's nothing worse feeling than having somebody talk and talk and talk without actually asking you about your needs and what it is that you're struggling with and why you're talking in the first place. Okay, so that's principle number 2, is sales is a transfer of energy, and your energy is going to be substantially better if you're focused on helping and serving them versus of trying to, complete your discovery questions or trying to, qualify, or, those are all methodologies which are very internally focused, whereas having a natural, authentic conversation focused on their business and what they're trying to do, that's how executives speak to one another, okay? And that is a transfer of energy that will be received. So that's principle number 2. And the third principle is your job is not to sell something, okay? Yes, that's how you're measured. That's an outcome. Your core job as a seller is to help your clients achieve their goals or solve a problem that they care about. And until you demonstrate you can do that, you're not going to get the sale. You're going to get ghosted. People are not going to call you back. You're going to be doing demos and really not understanding what you're demoing. So your core job is not to sell. Your core job is to help, okay? And I'll give you an example of this, but I'm not saying don't care about getting the sale. I'm saying care more, much more about helping the client first. And when you know you can help them, then prescribe what it is that you would do to help them. Prescribe a plan. But until you know you can help them, okay, you have no right to pitch. You have no right to share your solution. And that's really important. I'm going to give you a real example from yesterday that happened that really puts this all into best practice. And then I'll tell you specifically how you can detach from the outcome and attach to their outcome. So yesterday I had a call with the SVP of an organization. They were a Microsoft reseller, and he's running a $500 million business. And he asked me to, we got on the call to see if I would be a good fit for giving a keynote at his SKO. Now, his SKO is in Chicago. I would be then with them for several hours, and I live in California. So it would take me 2 days to commit to this, 2 days out of the field. And right now I'm running a company and we're growing rapidly. So for me, I don't do a lot of speaking engagements. I'll do a couple per year for the right account, right? So I wanted to make sure that I was a good fit for what he was looking for, and also that they're a good fit for my schedule, right? Because if I'm going to do a keynote, I'm going to give my blood, sweat, and tears. I'm going to customize the content. I'm going to make it unforgettable. So we talked about what his goals were for the keynote. And then we talked about where his team struggled. And he told me the 2 main areas they were struggling with is they're not hunting, they're not prospecting, and then deal orchestration and how to quarterback a team. Now, knowing these 2 things are core to my bread and butter, and it's stuff that I teach, I knew it would be a good fit. And then I proposed, right, going out there, and I was excited about it. But I also know that it's going to be a lot of preparation. I'm going to have to make it engaging. It's going to be a lot of time. It's 2 days out of the field for me. So again, full transparency, I gave him my pricing. For me to come out for that event would be $50,000. Okay, I used to charge 20, 30 when I was first starting out. But now my primary focus is on untap your sales potential. It's on my coaching business. So for me to take 2 days out of the field away from my core business, and also another at least 10 hours prepping for this and doing the workshops and practicing and all of the preparation that goes into it, getting the invoice paid, getting the contracts, all that stuff. For me to really have it make sense and have it make sense for my team and for our company is a $50,000 engagement. Okay, when I'm flying on site and gone 2 days. So I told Tim that with zero attachment. Now, if he hires me, great. I'm super excited about it. And if he doesn't, that's okay too, because I'll work on my core business and I'll coach. I won't have to cancel any meetings. I'll be with my company for 2 days and I'll make the most of that time. So a key part of not caring about the outcome is to know your own worth and to trust that everything is happening for you and not to you, okay? So for me, if I get it, great. It's great. It's great payment, right? It's great referral. It's a big account. I'm stoked. And if I don't, that's okay too, because I'm also stoked because I'm going to trust the process of showing up every day and working on things that will advance my business. LinkedIn ads, marketing campaigns, we're doing a webinar series. So I have a ton of stuff to do with or without this client. I think that's a key part of it, is when you're really attached, it's because you don't have other things going on, right? So if you want to be detached, you've got to have a lot going on. You've got to know your worth, and you have to have the right mindset. And the mindset of someone who's detached is really simple. Number one is, I'm here to serve and bring value. And if you want to work with me, great. Okay, I'm going to do everything to help you achieve the goals you want and deliver the outcomes that you're looking for and solve the problems you hired me for. And if not, that's totally okay too, because it's your loss, it's not mine. In other words, we're here to help serve you and make your life or your company better. And if you don't want that, that's your choice. No worries at all. Okay, this takes a lot of practice. It takes overcoming limiting beliefs. It takes shifting from a scarcity mindset to an abundance mindset. And most importantly, it takes detaching from the outcomes and attaching to the process or the inputs of knowing no matter what happens, you're always going to be working on the right things and there's always going to be more business. Now, I'm not saying this is easy to do. It's taken me a long time to get there. But when I got to this point, that's when my sales skyrocketed. When I stopped caring so much about my results and started caring about the client's results, every single thing changes. Now, if you want to learn exactly how to do this, how to detach from the outcomes, simply watch this video right here, and it's called Detach from the Outcomes and Attach to the Right Inputs, and trust the process. This takes a lot of work, but if you want the exact strategies on how to detach from the outcomes, just watch this video and I'll see you over there. Thanks so much. Hope you guys have a great day.